Welcome Jonas to the stage.
All right, thank you. This is my first time at Stockholm Hardware, so it's very cool to be here. So I'm going to talk about wooden haptics. I'm a PhD student at KTH for one more week. And this is one project that we have done. It's a haptic device that we call the WoodenHaptics. And how many of you have heard of haptics before? Oh, quite many. How many have heard of spatial haptics? Not so many, maybe? Okay. So with spatial haptics, it's a kind of joystick that you can move in space in 3D, and you can feel virtual objects with it. So it gives force resistance, and you can follow, for example, you can trace the surface of a teapot and feel the shapes and texture and so on. And these are a number of commercial haptic devices. They are usually around $10,000 and up. There are some very cheap ones, but they are not so good. So we decided to make an open source hardware haptic device released as a kit that you can make yourself. The components are still a bit pricey, so grand total about 30,000 kronor. But you can look at the bill of materials and hunt down the cost yourself if you want. One part is the electronics, so we made like an electronics box ourselves, so that you can just assemble this and hook it up, and then you can start doing modifications. So for example, this is one where I used the lathe to make the arm into a particular shape, and you can experiment with different arm lengths and so on. One who picked up this device was Ericsson, and they just presented it on stage at Mobile World Congress. And this is what they used it for. Oops. If we can start.
Telehaptics is about, well, in this very specific use case, it's actually about remotely controlling quadcopters in order to inspect infrastructure such as wind turbines, it could be power lines and things that are far away from here. This means that we can do things in completely new ways, such as driving these devices, these quadcopters, using a haptic controller. It's actually an arm that allows you to feel the movements of the quadcopters, but also the things around it. So if the quadcopter comes up to a wind turbine, for instance, or a power line, you can actually feel the force. Sorry for no pun intended, but you can actually feel physically how you're actually approaching something different, which you shouldn't hit. So we can prevent you from colliding with these kind of things. And of course, this opens up for new things as well. We can have semi-autonomous flying that can follow a blade over the wind turbine and so forth. I can talk about this forever, but instead of me doing this on video, come by the Ericsson hall here at the Fyra Gran Via.
We don't need to hear more of that, but let me see how I can. Okay, so the next thing for us, it's mainly me now and Jordi sitting over there. We've done a lot of the electronics. We put up a website, woodenhaptics.org, and where you can download everything, but you can also sign up for if you're interested in buying a kit. And so a bunch of people have done that, so we think that, okay, maybe we have to do it. So that's one thing we want to do. Then we want to make a more robust metal one, although wood is actually very good material for this. We want to make one that you can use in a dental simulator, for example. And working on making it USB. So far we're using a digital acquisition card that is quite pricey. So we're working on doing the USB and right now testing that. And starting a company around this. So if you have more question or so, you can talk to me or Jordi or go to this website or email me. I also have the prototype around here, but not in a demo mode, so it's not hooked up. But you can touch it, and yeah, we can answer any questions on how we made it and so. Okay.